Mario back here. It's nice to get what you want, right? I mean, your last performance obviously showed the UFC something in order to get you this rematch with Cory. But what did that showing against Vinicius do for you in your confidence?
It just got me back on the win streak, right? Coming back from that loss and then going out there, main event, second round finish. We're back on the win streak, so it didn't really affect my confidence. Actually, I just knew I just had to get back in there, fight here in the States, and that was pretty much it.
I know Cory's done some interviews and he doesn't really consider this a rematch just based on how the first fight came together. Like, how do you view the first fight? Because you took it on short notice, it was your UFC debut. Do you use that as like a chip on your shoulder, or do you view it as a fight that kind of didn't happen because of the circumstances?
No, I view it as a fight that did happen, but we both have grown from that time. We're completely different fighters. At the end of the day, it is a rematch, but we're completely different, so I'm excited for it.
How much has he changed in your opinion? Like, how much has he evolved in your eyes, and what were your thoughts of his performance against Merab?
I don't think he's changed too much, actually. I think he's always been a striker. I think he's always going to be a striker. But if he's grown in any way, it's just in these big moments, the title shot opportunities, these big names. I think that's how he's grown.
Sean O'Malley set the tone for the team with a nice knockout at the White House. How did you react to that? I know you have a close relationship with him, and how much of a boost did that give you heading into this fight?
Yeah, I mean, Sean doesn't really train at our gym anymore, but I was happy for him. I'm glad that he got a finish. He's coming off those hard losses, against Merab, and so I was excited for him.
And last thing for me, I've been asking everybody this, but Conor versus Max, the rematch. Your rematch is going to take place first, but it's going to end with another rematch. How do you think the night ends? What's your prediction for the main event?
I got Max Holloway in that fight. Yeah, I think I think the longer the fight goes, it's going to play more into Max's hands.
All right, from right here. I saw an interview where you said someone in the UFC tagged you in the highlight of Cory's submission over you on Instagram, and you're very confused by it. Did you ever get to the bottom of that now that you're here at fighting?
No, I mean, I actually seen, I think the UFC posted it up that, I was like, dang, I'm like, they're going to do me like that, for the promotion. But it's whatever. It was 7 years ago, so I wouldn't even be happy with that highlight if they had to pull that out.
James. Hey, Mario, how's it going? So we sort of talked about the fact that obviously Conor McGregor's headlining this card. Does this fight week feel a bit different than other cards just because there is obviously going to be a lot of eyeballs for Conor on this one?
A little different. I've been on big cards before. But yeah, it's looking to be pretty big. So I'm excited to be on this card. It's going to bring a lot of eyes to the rest of us, on the main card, the prelims and stuff. So it's cool.
I know Mike talked about Sean O'Malley, but what about Marcus McGee, your good teammate, guy you train with all the time? He got a big win, and I know he was kind of sidelined for a while, and I know you two sort of go in the room a lot together as far as the rounds. How about his win and just, him getting, that win back? How much did that sort of impact you guys in the room?
Well, he wasn't coming off a win. He was coming off a loss.
Sorry, the loss, yeah.
To Piotr Jan, the champion. And then I don't know what was going on, but for a whole year, pretty much. And then they gave him someone that had, I think, 2 fights in the UFC. But whatever, I was happy for Marcus. Now he got the ball rolling now, and I'm excited for any opportunity he has now.
And I know you've done a lot of sort of coaching at the lab, and I know a lot of guys look up to you. You train with a lot of younger fighters. Like, how much support have you had going into this fight? Because this is a big one here. If you get this win over Cory, it's going to really propel you up the rankings. How much support have you had sort of going into this one?
It's been huge. Like at the beginning of camp, it's kind of I do my own thing. I just go in there and train. But this last week, you can kind of feel that from everyone. Everyone's saying, like, good luck, man. Like, hey, you're an inspiration. You're the leader of this team. And I don't really hold that position. I just go in there and just work my hardest. And I guess I'm just the leader of the team, I guess.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, Mario. Good to see you again. I want to know, if you could go back, where would you say, or how would you describe where you were at in your skills and in your career when you went into that first fight with Cory Sandhagen?
At that time, I was working, pretty much full-time as an auto glass installer, working out in Phoenix during the summers. I was in debt, so I was completely different. You know, I wasn't training as much as I do now, but I'm completely different now. Now I do this full time. I've been doing this full time for 7 years. I've had big opportunities, big fights. So it's completely different.
In that time, obviously, so many UFC fights since then. What are you most proud of in terms of the growth of your game and what you've been able to develop as you've been at this level, obviously in a competitive division in UFC?
I think just dealing with these high pressure moments, these big fights, I've gone through a few now. Because when you're 6-0 and you get tossed into the UFC like that, it's a lot to take in. You know, I kind of look back and that's a lot for a young fighter. Now I've gone through so much, like you said, experience, big fights. So I see it a little bit different this time.
Who in your circle of friends or family is most excited that you're on a Conor McGregor card?
I don't know if there's anyone too much. Probably teammates. I would say teammates are pretty excited. You know, it brings a lot of eyes to the fight card and to myself. So, if anything, it's teammates.
That's Mario over here. A couple of years ago, Conor McGregor was tweeting against you because of the Jose Aldo fight. I know you defended yourself. Have you guys had any interactions this week? Are you guys chill vibes?
No, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him at all this week. So. It's whatever. I'm focused on my fight. I'm sure he's focused on his, but it's whatever.
And it seems like the narrative around you has changed because you've been in a lot of interesting fights. It was just one lackluster fight. You got a lot of praise for the Umar fight. Have you felt that love from the fans and the respect from the public since?
Yeah, definitely. Especially after that Aldo fight, had that Patchy mix, and a lot more from that Umar fight than Patchy for sure. So it's pretty cool. I mean, if you look back at my last 4 or 5 fights, that is the one off, and you know we all go through things through camp. So, but I'm fully prepared today.
Last one. Good.
Mario, I spoke with your teammate Jose Delgado last week. He said what he thinks makes you one of the best bantamweights in the world is your ability to fight. Do you feel like you need to turn this into a fight in order to get the win on Saturday?
Yeah, I feel like that's my aim, to turn it into a fight. I mean, that's what I'm here for, you know. The thing is, like, wherever this fight goes, I have answers for everything, you know, and I always push the pace. So it's going to be exciting. So thanks, Jose. I appreciate that. Best of luck.
Mario, one back to your left, all the way in the back.
I'll win the back.
Yeah. Sir, we've seen you steadily climb up the ranks and have tougher and tougher fights. Was there a specific fight or a specific moment in the gym where the belief turned into a reality that you knew you were one of the most skillful fighters in the division?
Skillful? I'm not too sure. But I think my second fight in the UFC, you know, I had just lost to Sandhagen. I fought Jinsu's son, who had just lost to Piotr Jan, and they had a fight of the night. And they pitted us against each other. You know, that was his debut. So I think they put us in a spot to see who wants it more. And I came out on top. So I think that was a pivotal moment for me in my career.